Is a funny Thor a better Thor? Hello everyone and welcome to Movie Reviews by Josh. My name is Josh Terry and it's nighttime and I'm sitting at a funky piano thinking about a funky movie I saw a little while ago. I saw the new Thor Ragnarok, the third movie in the Thor franchise, the new Marvel movie, and it's something else. It's a lot of fun. And that's kind of the question that I think you need to ask yourselves, because this Thor is a drastic departure from the previous movies. Of course, you know, the very first one we had kind of a little bit of an origin story. We meet Loki, we kind of learn about their back and forth. You know, Anthony Hopkins is playing Odin and all this kind of thing. And the second movie, honestly, I really don't remember a whole lot about the second movie. I remember that there were kind of some evil elves and things, and once again, there's kind of a save the world type thing. As far as the Marvel movies go, the Thor movies have not been my favorite, but this one is something a little bit different. This one kind of picks up in the wake of Age of Ultron from a couple of years ago. Thor's kind of gone off on his own. He starts having these visions of the demise of Asgard, and so he's trying to investigate that and figure out what's going on. Basically, what turns out is happening is that his sister, who he did not know he had, and we did not know he had. Maybe the comic book fans already knew about this, but played by Cate Blanchett. She's the goddess of death, and she has returned to overthrow Asgard and take it over for her own. But in the meantime, Thor winds up getting imprisoned on kind of this garbage planet that's run by Jeff Goldblum, and he has to fight the champion, who turns out to be Hulk. And if you've seen the trailer, you already know a lot about this. There's really not a whole lot more depth to the plot than what you're already kind of seeing in the trailer. But it's essentially Thor and Hulk and some other people against Cate Blanchett, the goddess of death. Now, from what I've told you, that sounds like pretty much a routine type of Thor movie, but what makes this one so unique is that it's directed by Taika Waititi, who is the guy who did What We Do in the Shadows, and he did Hunt for the Wilder People last year, which, if you've been watching these videos, you know, is one of my favorites from last year. And I've been really curious to see how his signature would appear on this movie, and it's really funny. He's actually applied a lot more humor here than I expected, almost to the point where I think that there might be some comic book purists who might be a little irritated with it, because it, you know, the previous Thor movies and Thor and the Avengers and all that is definitely, you know, there's been jokes and it's been funny, and, you know, Chris Hemsworth is kind of fun in that role. But this one really goes over the top. And as someone who isn't really a devoted comic book fan, I thought it was a blast. I had a great time with it. And I think most people, even comic book fans, I think will really enjoy this one. This is a fun movie. This has a lot more personality and character than the other two Thor movies, honestly. And I think that most people are really going to respond well to this. I could, however, since I don't have the same background, I could see some people feeling like, you know, the director ran a little too wild with this one. And so it'll be interesting to see what some of the other reaction was. But as far as I'm concerned, I really enjoyed this one. I give it 3.5 stars out of 4. It's a PG-13 movie. It is a little more on the crude side, kind of like with the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 earlier this year. You know, there's some jokes here and there that are probably pushing the boundaries a little bit, not necessarily into an R-rated sense, but maybe a little bit more so than you would expect from a film that's a comic book movie that's more or less, you know, intended for not just adults but also, you know, kids as well. And so might want to just keep that in mind. Otherwise, you're pretty much looking at kind of your normal violence, a little bit of profanity and that kind of thing. Certainly no real sexual content. So where do you think Thor ranks among the other comic book heroes? Do you think that it's appropriate to have him be funny? Do you think that it's appropriate to have a lot of humor in the Marvel movies? We're definitely seeing a lot more of it now. Is that a good thing? Bad thing? Lots of questions this time. Leave your answers in the comments below. So thanks for watching. This has been Movie Reviews by Josh. My name is Josh Terry. Would love to have you subscribe on your way out and make comments about this funky piano I'm sitting at. It's kind of an interesting thing, isn't it? We're always coming up with new backdrops because we're concerned about you. We're thinking about you guys. Take a chance to look at Rocky Gator and their fine products. We're always appreciative of their fine sponsorship, and we'll see you next time.